Miami or Cleveland, that would not be a different team, but nonetheless something to keep in mind. Now, LeBron's not talking about where he's going. We might not find out, like you said, Doggy, to maybe late next week, but that doesn't mean other potential suitors are not discussing where he might end up. In fact, Heat president Pat Riley talked about potentially landing LeBron just yesterday at Giannis's introductory press conference. Listen to Pat Riley.
Yeah, we landed the plane. That was another one we have to land. If that happens and, you know, he wants to come to the 305, we got a golf course, okay. The weather's nice, Steve Kerr. It's the same thing down here. And so, and there's no state tax, so that's a little better in California.
All right, Doggy, so you said if he goes east, you think he's going to Cleveland, but how high should the Miami Heat maybe be on this list?
I would be really surprised if he went to Miami. I understand Giannis, weather, I get all that, but he's already won there. He already won 2 there. Why would you go back to a place where you will be compared to the 2 that you won, and then if you don't win, it's going to look like you sort of did not complete the deal. Going to Cleveland is a little different. He's home. He won a championship. Going to Philly, they haven't won in a long time. I could see that. Going back to Miami, he already made his mark in Miami. So why would you want to go back there again when you've already won the 2 championships?
Play with Giannis.
Yeah, all right. I mean, but he's going to play with a great player wherever he goes. He's playing with Kerr in one spot, Mitchell in another spot. But, you know, if he goes to Minnesota, then he's got Jaylen Brown. He's going to play with a great player.
No, but
no matter where he goes.
They're built differently, though, when you think about Miami compared to Cleveland, because the players in Miami are some dogs. And when I was listening to Giannis Antetokounmpo yesterday speak about the choice coming to Miami, he was saying that this aligns with who I want to be. I'm changing my number to number 7 because I want to close one chapter and move on to the next. Have you seen Giannis Antetokounmpo in transition? He is relentless. Have you seen Bam Adebayo, one of the most unguardable players that is scratching the surface of his greatness? I was at the ESPYs. I didn't see you there, Doggy. I wanted to see you.
No, they didn't invite me. Yes, they did. I don't want to hear it.
Bam was on stage for a reason, for record-setting performance, for what he did in that single game. Those are 2 of the biggest dogs in the NBA. And if you're 41 years old, why not look back to South Beach, a place that you're familiar with a guy in Pat Riley who's 81 but still got it, and is still able to play alongside people that you know you don't have to do, like you don't have to question how bad do they want it. You don't have to question the championship pedigree of the organization, but also these players alongside. Now I say all of that still agreeing that Cleveland is the most natural fit. I know we got Cleveland jerseys up because you can just plug and play him into the system. But the biggest question marks are Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, will they show up? Evan Mobley, will he be that guy, defensive player of the year, that will really take that next step? Jarrett Allen being that dog on the inside, rim protector, but also challenging people. We know LeBron James has that factor. Does the supporting cast have the same hunger? And I think that's why he probably is looking to go back home, because he knows that's contagious everywhere he steps. But still, you can't look past Miami. Those guys, like when it comes to hunger, those guys are those wolves.
Yeah.
I think first, I got to take a moment to give props to Pat Riley. I thought he lost it. I thought he lost his fastball. He's 81 years of age, and I love the man. He's done a lot for me personally, and I actually wrote about it in my book. And it's like, you know, the man is the winner within. But I thought his inability to get that preeminent star to Miami was the knock that I had. It's like, it's Miami. And if you can't get a star to come to Miami, and I never said he should step down. I said he should step up, emeritus status, what he has meant to the game, what he has meant to the Miami Heat. But I thought that, you know, step upstairs and hand the reins to Eric Spoelstra as the coach and GM. That's what I felt, because I said, you know what, it's just that time. You know, Father Time is undefeated. And after that, he goes and pulls this off, and he gets Giannis to Miami. There's nothing I can say. Pat Riley, once again, the greatness has come shining through. Props to him. But I still think that Miami should be number 2 on this list. Basketball-wise, from a systemic standpoint, definitely they could be number 1 because of Spoelstra's coaching, the familiarity LeBron James has with that, and the fact that the ball would be in his hands and there's nothing to dispute. You're not going to give it to Davion Mitchell over LeBron James.
A couple shooters.
You need shooters, but I'm talking about the ball in terms of the guy running the offense.
Got it.
That would have been LeBron James. That's easily LeBron James in Miami. You don't have anybody else other than Davion Mitchell to do it, and you ain't going to put him ahead of LeBron, even though I like Mitchell a lot. I like that kid, okay? Cleveland is a different animal, but it's number 1 because of the abundance of things that go with it. You may have questions about Donovan Mitchell. I don't have questions about Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell, to me, is an all-world player. He's big time. He's going to have good games and bad games, but he doesn't choke. He doesn't disappear. There's not an APB out for him when stuff happens. Some games are better than others, but he shows up.
Agree.
Evan Mobley and Allen, they can give you stuff defensively. Offensively, they're not consistent, but defensively, they are, okay? So if you put LeBron James in Cleveland, right? I think Miami, from a basketball standpoint, is slightly better, even though you can make Cleveland work once you get there, familiarize yourself with all the parties involved. But all the ancillary things that come with being back in Cleveland, again, the man is deified. He can do no wrong. If LeBron James went out and shot 1 for 25, we find 7 different reasons to point the finger at somebody else other than him in Cleveland, because that's how beloved he is there. He is untouchable in Cleveland.
And if he plays 2 years, I can see them winning a championship.
That's right.
It might take
But they
1
were in the
year.
Eastern Conference Finals.
Exactly.
They
Ran out of gas. They played
Exactly.
almost every other day. But if he gets 2 years to that quarter-century mark, I can.
But after the LA experience, being loved, listen, he's out here making people wait for the decision. Why? Because he wants the attention. Because he likes being reminded of how valuable he is.
Wait, hold on. That sounds really familiar. Someone loving the attention.
Yeah,
someone loving the limelight.
No problem. I'm guilty as charged. I don't need it, but I like it. But the point is that that's what he's doing. And I don't blame him for it. Make it work. Cleveland, he would have all.
You know, it didn't have the same pomp and circumstance of 2010 when it was LeBron and Bosh and Wade taking the stage. They were talking. Giannis was smiling. It was great to see that version of him. And Pat Riley indicated there's maybe some still more work to do as he pitched LeBron coming to Miami. Take a listen.
Yeah, we landed the plane. That was another one we have to land. If that happens and, you know, he wants to come to the 305, we got a golf course, okay. The weather's nice, Steve Kerr, it's the same thing down here. And so, and there's no state tax, so that's a little better in California.
This is great. To see Riles in that mode, why are those comments to you so illuminating, Wendy?
Yeah, I just think that he's celebrating the arrival of Giannis Antetokounmpo, but wanted to make sure that he made it clear that he wants LeBron James. This is not mission accomplished, and this is what Riley has done throughout his tenure. Alonzo Mourning left, there were some hard feelings, they brought him back. Dwayne Wade left, there were some hard feelings, they brought him back. Shaquille O'Neal left, there were some hard feelings, they brought him back. LeBron left. Is there one last chapter in Miami? And look, I think I agree with McMahon. The Heat are not prepared in the same way that the Cavs and the 76ers are. LeBron goes to Cleveland. It's a powerhouse starting 5. It makes sense. I don't think anybody asks any questions. The Heat would probably need a year to build themselves up. But LeBron, in the places he's gone, has used that repeatedly. He's won a championship in his second year all 3 times he changed teams. And if LeBron's thinking about a multi-year decision, it doesn't take the Heat out of it as much as you would think before. If he thought he was only playing 1 year, Cleveland home, it's a no-brainer. If he's thinking multiple years, the opportunity in Miami, I think, becomes a little bit more interesting.
That's so interesting because I think, you know, I might be alone on this, but you think of it in a vacuum of 1 year, go get that ring. But now if it's a multi-year deal, Tim, it does change the entire conversation.
Yeah, it gives Pat Riley and that Heat front office a few more transaction cycles to put the kind of shooting and the kind of players around that core, that superstar core that you need to compete for a championship. And like Wendy said, as splashy as it was the first time we went to Miami, it took them a year. And it's also not just putting pieces together, but figuring out fit. It's not going to be just a smooth, easy, natural fit if it's LeBron and Giannis. They would need some time to figure that out, you know, with Bam Adebayo as well. But the first time in Miami, they lose in the finals that first year to the Mavericks. The next year they win the title. Same thing with the Cavaliers. Same thing with the Lakers. Now, the Lakers, they did make a pretty splashy move bringing in Anthony Davis, but if it's a 2-year deal in Miami, it looks a lot better than one and done.
All right, I asked this question with a good heart and not looking to be blistered online or be made fun of. But Pat Riley did, tongue-in-cheek, mention, hey, we got no state taxes and we also have some great golf. LeBron is currently obsessed with golf. From anyone who knows him in his circle, says this is what he's doing all day, every day this offseason, and he has found a new passion. Wendy, I ask you with a straight face, could access to good golf courses and the ability to play good golf courses actually play a major factor in LeBron's decision?
A major factor? I would be surprised if it's a major factor. Is it something that's considered? Sure. I would just put it this way. If your pitch to LeBron includes golf up front, you don't have a very good pitch. And while Pat Riley mentioned it, I think that was in jest. Pat Riley has some banners up there with LeBron's name on them, and Giannis Antetokounmpo is his drawing card.
Okay, sorry. I tried. Tim, any thoughts?
I think LeBron can afford to fly out and play golf anytime he wants, even if he's on a